Okay, why don't we go ahead and get going here. My name is Jake Kundert. I'm with the Iowa Valley RC&D, and today we are doing another Boost webinar on overcoming social media writer's block. So the Boost social media coaching program has a few moving parts to it, one of which is this our fall training series. So this is 8 webinars that we're going to be hosting on a range of topics related to social media. We've already covered engagement last week and then talked about hashtags on Tuesday of this week. And then we have 5 more coming up. So we hope you can join us. I have a link on the next page where you can see information on joining those other ones or registering for those if you haven't already. One thing I wanted to plug about the social media coaching program that we have coming up is our social media coaching program. And so that is a one-on-one coaching opportunity for farmers market managers and vendors in Iowa. We have 2 options this year. We'll have a shorter accelerated program for people that want to focus on that before the season really gets going, and that'll be February to April. And then our full season program, which is what we've been doing the past 2 years, which will be a 6-month program from May to October. And that is helpful if you want to try to figure out ways to integrate social media into the season as it's going on. We have 6 topics that we go through with that training program, and they range on things like photos and using media within your social media, crafting consistent messaging, content strategies, engagement, and then using social media to expand your business or to kind of build your business's brand and reach on social media. This is 100% free, and again, it's for market managers and vendors in Iowa. And if you'd like to find out more information, I hope you'll visit our iowavalley.rcd.org/boost page. We will have applications opening for the accelerated program here in the next week or so. So if you are interested in partaking in that program, it'll be happening soon. Okay, today we're going to talk about overcoming social media writer's block. This is kind of the perennial issue when you know you should be posting, but you can't think about what to say. So we have Emily Stokel, who's a Boost social media coach within our program, who's going to be talking about this topic. And I wanted to give a shout out to the Grinnell Farmers Market for helping us host this event today and helping us get the word out for it. So thanks to Kendra and all the folks at the Grinnell Farmers Market for collaborating with us on this. One thing before we get started, if you do have questions as Emily's going through with the presentation, feel free to write them in the chat box and I'll keep an eye on that. And I can kind of pop in with those questions as Emily's going through the presentation. And then we'll also have time at the end if you want to unmute yourself and ask questions then. And I think with that, I will pass it over to Emily.
All right. Thanks everyone for being here. I'm excited to talk about how to bust writer's block because that's a problem that we all have. And I've got some ideas for things you can post about when you don't know what to post about. So let's jump into it. So these are just a couple of quick tips for writer's block that they apply to social media, but they also apply to any other type of brain block or creativity block, right? So these can include taking a walk, getting outside, just getting some fresh air. That can do a world of good for your creativity. Taking a moment to just free flow write on a piece of paper. So just write down whatever comes into your mind, let your mind wander. That can really get your creativity going too. Maybe get a little help from a friend. You know, if you have a friend or a coworker, whoever's nearby, say, gosh, I'm really stuck about what to post on social media today. Have you ever seen, you know, is there anything cool that you can think of that you've seen? And you'd be surprised what people who don't necessarily have to, like when they don't have to think about social media all the time, what they're able to come up with that's fresh and new. Also, just like giving yourself grace, I think is important. Do not stress out too much if you can't think of something to write today, and don't be hard on yourself for having writer's block. And this is one that you can't do all the time, but sometimes it's okay to just sleep on it and post tomorrow. I think that's always important to remember that, you really don't have to put yourself under so much pressure all the time. So writer's block is okay. Everyone gets it, but let's talk about what we can do about it. Okay, so one creative thing that you can do is use a prompt generator. And in addition to the recording of this session, you'll get my slides for this too, so you can access these links. But these are a couple of just social media prompt generators. And so they've just got big lists of content ideas, and you can go through them and see if they inspire something. So here's an example for you that one of these generators came up with. Write a note to your supporters as though you're writing to a friend. Encourage people to use the Facebook reactions. You see people having people vote by using the smiley face or the thumbs up or the heart, different Facebook reactions. Write a message, secret message in emojis, and ask your audience to decode it. Post a picture of a Post-it note or a chalkboard or anything with a motivational message. So these are just a few, you'll just click on these idea generators, and they just come up with some out of the box ideas that you maybe would have never thought to post about. And especially during the off season, when we don't have the beautiful pictures of our farmers markets or of our farms producing amazing food, sometimes something like this is a good way to fill content with something fun when we don't always have the most beautiful pictures of things in season. Another thing to try might be experimenting with video instead. If it's really like writing something that is blocking things for you, maybe try with video. There are so many options for video out there. There's stories both on Facebook and Instagram, Snapchat and TikTok. There's IGTVs, which are videos on Instagram that are between like 2 and 10 minutes. YouTube, of course, longer form videos, and even the opportunity to go live on Facebook and Instagram. So maybe there's an opportunity, if just sitting down to write something is really causing a barrier for you, that you can just pop on stories instead and create some engaging content there without having to write something. And then there's a go-to trusty list of post ideas that I like to have that I'll always go back to if I'm stuck. So what I would recommend doing is go through this list. If you haven't done some of these before, try one out and spend a few minutes writing down ideas from these. So always a good one to go back to is introducing your staff or your vendors. Introduce every single person on your team, even if it's a small team. People love to see behind the scenes stuff on social media, and they also love to see people's faces. They love to see who's working on the project and making it happen. So take this opportunity to introduce everybody who's working on your team. You could also share some fun facts about your industry. So if, promoting organic agriculture is something that's important to you, and there's things that you think maybe customers may not know about that industry, maybe use this opportunity to say, hey, did you know? And share something informative about the space. You can also share articles from other people who are in the industry. So this could be blog posts, this could be recipes, this could be even shout outs about other vendors or other creatives in this space. And always be sure to tag the original person who made that content. One, just because it's nice to tag them and give them credit, but also if you tag them, then they're going to see that you posted about them and they'll be aware of you and potentially share it to their audience as well. So it can be a great way to be collaborative with other people who are in this space. Another thing is to take people behind the scenes. Your followers are interested in what you do. Even the parts that you think are the boring parts, they don't do that. That's not their job. So it's not boring to them. So if you are, I don't know what you might be doing in the off season, like if you're a grower and you're looking through seed catalogs and trying to figure out what you're going to plant for the new year, you may want to do a post explaining your thought process that goes into that. Or, you know, if you're sitting down with sponsors to figure out who, you know, think details for the next farmers market season, take folks behind the scenes and let them see how it comes together. I promise they're going to be interested in it because it's not their day to day. And so it's an opportunity to get them more invested in what you're doing. Couple more ideas. So you can always run a contest or a giveaway. This can be something that you do yourself. You know, maybe you give away you have a basket that you put together and you ask people to share a post or comment under a post or tag someone under a post. Or it can be something that you do in collaboration with someone else. So, you know, maybe my farmer's market stand and your farmer's market stand are both going to contribute something to a basket together. And then we're going to ask everybody to enter to follow both of our pages and comment what was your favorite memory from the farmer's market this year. That way, people who are in their audience who aren't in my audience and vice versa are going to start following each other, and that post is going to get more people engaging with it. You could also consider doing a guest takeover. So you could ask someone else to contribute content to your social media page. And this could be, I mean, you could get as creative with this as you want. I know I talked with one of the participants in the Boost program this past season about they have a farmer's market in a college town, and they were like, wouldn't it be fun to have the mascot? You know, everybody recognizes the mascot. Wouldn't it be fun to have a mascot do a takeover of our social media page for the day? You know, I mean, this could be any like local celebrity. It could be the high school principal, you know, it could be a chef at a restaurant that everyone in town loves. Just a fun opportunity to put something out there that's new and creative, and also it's collaborative. It gives you an opportunity to align yourself with that other small business in town, or to align yourself with the college that's in your community and show how much you value that you guys are in community together. Also, if you can't think of what to write, something short and sweet like a meme or a GIF or something jokey always works. You don't have to put too much thought into sharing something that is so relevant to your space that everyone, you know, who's interested in that topic is just going to immediately get it and laugh. You can also share customer feedback or testimonials. So anytime someone gives you a piece of positive feedback, maybe tuck that comment into a Word document somewhere, and then when you can't think of what to post, maybe you just share that person's nice comment and you thank them for saying those nice things about you, which makes them feel good. And it also, you know, obviously gives you an opportunity to humble brag about how great your product or event is. You can also ask your followers questions. So on Instagram, for example, or Facebook, you could ask them to comment below, you know, something that something that their favorite part of the farmers market this year. This could work in Instagram stories as a poll, for example. So I manage, just for an example, I manage social media for a houseplant store. And one of the ways that we polled people was I asked them, tell me what plant is on your wish list. So it's fun because people get to comment and say like the types of things that they'd be interested in, but it also gives me insight to them because I know what plants people are looking to buy now. You could do that as a poll. You could have 4 things ranked and have people vote on them. It's just a new, like, fun way for people to engage with your content. But also, if you do it well, it can help you learn things about your audience and get better insight into who they are as customers or purchasers. And last one, a fun thing to always do is share a throwback, especially in the weird year that we are having right now. People are nostalgic as can be, so sharing a throwback from what things look like at a past farmer who has a ton of thought into writing a big, long, engaging caption. But it's just a nice way to. So those are some fun social media ideas for you all. I am open to questions. We could chat about this more. Also, if you have ideas and want to share them with the group, or you want to say, like, this is something that I did this year that was really fun on social media, totally open to brainstorming and talking through this with everybody too. Maybe we'll come back to the group.
One thing I was going to ask you, Emily, is if you, so I think, so I have days when I'm going to post something on social media where I feel like I just got these awesome idea, or I have a great photo or something, and it kind of, the post writes itself. And then there are the days where you're just not coming up with anything. So on those days, is there things that you want to accomplish in your post that no matter it's not gonna be the most creative thing in the world, but it's gonna, make people better connect with your brand? Or like, what are the things about the business itself that people should be thinking about, even if the post isn't going to be the best thing in the world, that you're still accomplishing something? So what are you trying to accomplish, I guess?
For me, what I'm always trying to accomplish is engagement. And so I want people to just be interested in what I'm talking about. And so that's why when you look at that list that I shared, not all of those ideas were super informative things, serious things that require a lot of thought. Some were just funny and creative, but it gets people to be like more interested and invested. So then they're going to tune into your content more. So I think if you're like, what is even the purpose of what I'm posting? For me personally, I think entertainment interest is always a good way to go.
Jake and Emily, if you don't mind, I've got a suggestion that we have found has worked really well for developing content for us here at the Farmers Market and also the Grinnell Chamber of Commerce. So this year we developed a content calendar so we can have more engaging information, but also less stress of trying to figure out what we're going to post this week or next week or even today. And it's super simple. All we did was create a document listing out like the dates of holidays that month, any specific events we're going to have that month. And then I just Googled the National Days calendar. So like today is National Coffee Day or whatever. Any of those things that I find that are relevant to our brand and our business, I'll put those in the calendar as well. And then, so now you've got a great list of content ideas. Like you mentioned, Emily, if you're going to be, you have to order seeds by this date, work that kind of information in there too. And then you can go through and make your graphics and schedule all your content at once. And then it will automatically push through the month. So I'll go through typically once or twice a month and build that content out and then get it scheduled as quickly as possible. And then you still have flexibility to go in and share things that you see are relevant or any information like that, that you just want to, a spur of the moment share. You can absolutely still do that, but it gives you some built-in content, so you're not constantly having to worry about creating that and getting it out there.
That is such a great tip. Yeah, we spend a whole session in the Boost coaching program talking about content calendars because it is just like the best way to organize things and make it so that you're not scrambling all the time. Makes you feel, and you could even take, for example, if you fill out that calendar and then you notice there are a few gaps, you could take some of those ideas we talked about today and intentionally plug them into the calendar. They don't have to just be used of when you're sitting there saying, what do I post today? You could intentionally say, I'm going to introduce one staff member per month and I'm going to put that in the content calendar and like build that into your process. I think that's great. Thank you for sharing that. Anybody else have something great that worked for them? Has 2020 been a year of more writer's block or less writer's block for people?
I would honestly say for us, it's been less, but that's just because there's been so many updates. There's always new information to share, which granted, my position managing the market page looks a little bit
True.
different than what our vendors look like. But for us, I would say it's less, but it's definitely still not been easy. That's for sure.
Yeah, I would say it's been easier to come up with content for some reason, maybe just because there's more to talk about. And I have teenagers at home, so that's why I keep looking over. She keeps asking me questions, so always ask a teenager if they have some ideas too.
Totally.
Or they can train you on some things, like still learning about TikTok and Snapchat. And
Yeah, I bet your teenager can teach you about TikTok, that's for sure.
not sure that's my audience for my business.
Maybe that's a fun poll to ask your audience, who here is on TikTok?
Seems like a lot of writer's block too is just kind of like getting over the hump, or just like the repetition of it. Like you just got to get to a point where you're just, you know, you're going to post these days of the week, and then it's just you're going to have to do something. And after you do it so many times, it kind of gets a little bit easier, it seems like.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I hope that after today, none of you ever have writer's block again, and we'll get these lists sent out to you. So if you need the links to some of those content generator ideas or some of the ideas that we brainstormed today, you can start playing around with those, or like Kendra said, start plugging those into your content calendar. So that'll be a great solution for everybody.
Yeah, and this is just this project is a collaboration between our office, the Iowa Valley RC&D, and the Northeast Iowa RC&D. So this is the contact information for all the project team, Emily, myself, Julia, Mallory, and Josh. So if you want to reach out to any of us, questions about social media, here's our contact. And then just wanted to say thanks to the USDA Farmers Market Promotion Program grant, which has supported our work with Boost. And again, if you want to get more information about the trainings, the social media coaching program, anything related to Boost, you can visit our website here. And if no one else has questions, I think we'll call it a day on this training.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great rest of your day. Oh, wait, Jake, do your poll.
Oh, my poll. Thank you.
Don't go yet.
This is just 2 short questions to ask how the experience of the webinar was. So if you wouldn't mind taking the poll before you leave. And thank you again to Kendra and the Grinnell Farmers Market for helping us put on this.
You do. You are a huge help to our organization and a lot of our vendors. So we appreciate all of your hard work this year and in years past.
Yeah, we're happy to do it.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.